Are you listening? Damn.
Another episode of Trash Talk. With me, as always, TJ O'Connor. Sitting down tonight, once again, CJ Hayes. I was actually misinformed about some fight news, which led me to reach out to you about this interview. But I was informed that you would be fighting on the 22nd. You're not fighting on the 22nd, though.
No, I'm not fighting on the 22nd. Well, as far as I know, um, you never know. Things change all the time. But no, I'm just I'm looking to stay busy. I don't have anything signed yet. Hoping to get on that LFA card when they come back to Minnesota. Other than that, I'm planning on eventually going pro. Hopefully next year. Not getting any younger. So as an amateur, I want to stay busy. I want to do some MMA fights, some Muay Thai fights, maybe some boxing, definitely some jiu-jitsu. Just kind of sprinkling everything in, getting as much mat time, ring time, experience as I can, staying ready. And I kind of want to transition that to pro too, because then I can just keep earning consistent paychecks, just fighting and staying healthy.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. I like to hear that. And TJ was mentioning that he saw your name as one of the people that they're looking for an opponent on the LFA card. And I know, especially for the amateurs, LFA is as big as it gets, and then once you transition into the pros, if you already make a name for yourself with the LFA matchmakers, you're more likely to be brought on there as a pro if you were an exciting amateur. So I know that that's probably exciting, getting ready or hopefully getting ready for a fight for LFA in September. And then I know the TBAs are coming up pretty soon, and I believe you won that previously once, right?
I won class last year, so yep.
Okay, yeah. Were you thinking about re-entering, or is that just one of those things that's it's off the checklist? You did it, you got it done. I'm ready to focus on MMA, or were you thinking about going for another run?
Eventually I'll go for another run. Not this year. My coach keeps trying to push me into doing it because you can register last minute.
Yeah.
He's trying to push me into doing it this year. But to be honest, I don't really have like the PTO or anything like that with work. I just got, being a homeowner and everything. I got other responsibilities too. But definitely gonna eventually circle back to it, even if I go like pro next year like I want to do. Pros are now allowed to do TBAs at A class, but that just means I gotta step my fucking game up when it comes to striking if I'm gonna be an A class the next time I come in, because even especially as a pro, you're gonna have some high expectations getting in that shit. So
yeah. Okay, so the people that don't know, and by people that don't know, I mean me, what is the difference between the A class and the other division?
So a C class is what I won last year because it's based off experience. So if you have 3 fights or less, you're in C class, which everybody in my bracket, we all had about 3 fights going in.
Okay.
And then B class, they just changed it. B class is crazy now. It's 4 fights to 12 fights, I believe. It used to be 9. And then and if you have more than 12 fights, then you're A class. Or if you're pro now, they allow you to do A class. So
wow. 12 fights. That's actually a lot. Like so like even if you're amateur and you have 12 fights, you do A class, and then you potentially face pros that could, collectively I have over 50 professional fights, so I'm like, if I was to join in there, no matter what, there could be some guy, he just 12 amateur fights and he'd be matched up with, say if Floyd Mayweather joined that tournament, he'd be matched up with that. Man, that actually is pretty crazy.
It's crazy. Well, the thing is, like, if you win A class, well, honestly, every A class fight I've seen, a lot of respect from Muay Thai, and the A class fighters that I've seen, they're all basically ready for pro. Muay Thai fighters like to fight a lot. Yeah. They have a lot of fights. And kind of after you win TBAs at A class for Muay Thai, you definitely should be going pro. And at least, like going pro and like submerging yourself. A lot of guys end up submerging themselves, like my teammate Ryan Sternberg, going over to Thailand for 2 months, and now he's coming back and he's gonna fucking murder people. And a lot of them go there come back, win A class, go pro, or now since they can go pro prior to go compete in the A class, they might go over to Thailand and take a few Muay Thai fights. Ryan went over there and took a Muay Thai fight in this 2-month span. So it's you submerge yourself in it, and if you come out A class champion, you better be pro after that. So
yeah, and you talk about the level of competition, and then just the aspect itself of fighting multiple times in one weekend. I mean, you're fighting 3-4 times in one weekend, and the average person doesn't understand the toll that takes here. So when you translate that previous background with your college wrestling background, it translates so well into the aspect of MMA. You're coming off your big win back on May 31 for the LFA. I thought you looked dominant. I mean, it went to a decision, but that guy was tough. There was a couple times you hit him, and I was surprised he was still standing.
Man, and then there's like that time they went down, and I was like, all right, he's done, you know, and I was peppering him for a minute, and I thought I was finishing him right there, and he got up, and he had blood all over his face, and he swung for the fences with this left hook that just missed me, and I was like, fuck, he's a zombie. I was like, you're going the distance, I guess.
Your nickname is the Silverback, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I was, while you were throwing some of your combinations and dude, your kicks or whatever, I'm like, man, there were people that were going crazy over like how wide and how muscular your back is.
Yeah.
And how thick your thighs are, and how like well, there was one person, one of my teammates, Roberto Ribeiro, who said, dude, the Silverback is the perfect name for this motherfucker. You know?
You know, I mean, I'm covered in body hair. I'm 5'9" with a 6'2" reach. You know, it's good. I got sloped forehead, you know.
And then the way you stalk forward throwing those haymakers, I mean, like I said, it's a perfect nickname. And that performance, man, I mean, it was a really well performance. It brought you up to number 5 in the Trash Talk rankings, and that's for, you know, multiple weight classes, 185 and 205. Moving forward here, you mentioned LFA. Is there anybody that, you know, you're interested in fighting? Are you looking at fighting those 4 guys ahead of you? I mean, whoever. I mean,
I'm just ready for whoever they match me up against. I believe, like, with my training and just forcing my style on other people, the same with that college wrestling experience. The only way you're going to win is forcing your style on people. So it doesn't really matter who, and it's arrogant as this sounds, whoever it is, they're just next. Like, it doesn't mean like I'm like trashing anybody, but whoever they want to give me, we're just gonna go to the drawing board, and we're gonna come up with a game plan just like we did that last fight, and I will execute again. So
yeah, and I don't think it's I don't know, an arrogant thing to say like, whoever they put in front of me, I'm just ready for you, bitch. You know, like, that's not an arrogant thing to say at all. Yeah, granted, I added that last part, you know, yeah. but that it's honestly, it's not an arrogant thing to say. It's like you're welcoming all challengers. You're and I don't like to put words in people's mouths, but if there's a challenge out there, you accept.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like I said, hopefully this amateur career is short. So everybody who's in the amateur game right now, you want to shoot your shot. Well, then shoot your shot. Exactly. Come get me. I'm ready. I want to stay busy. I want to stay active. So come give me a fight. I won't be disrespectful. I love to fight. So
oh yeah, I really love that, because the thing is like, a lot of people have a misconception over the fight game. Is like, say you are slated to fight on LFA, and I'm at your weight. I'm not, and I don't have any interest in fighting you. But if I was, and if I did, you are slated to fight in LFA. If I accept that, then I fight for LFA, and I'm fighting against the guy that they want. That's a great opportunity for me. It's not necessarily like me calling you out. It's me stepping up to that opportunity, and you being willing to accept all challengers is just like, somebody should be willing to step up, and it's not an insult to you, and it's not them being arrogant either. There's opportunities here. And what one of your teammates, Bobby Lee, has said to me multiple times, like, when opportunity presents itself, you got to take it, you know? And that's not exactly what he says, but that I can't remember the quote that he goes with, but when opportunity presents itself, take it, dude, because you might not get that opportunity again.
Yeah, exactly. I like I say, because a lot of people I know I look like, especially when I'm in fight mode and I have that full beard. I shave it off after every fight. I know it looks weird, but after every fight, win, lose, or draw, we shave it off, get a fresh start, because this is like 6 days after shaving, so it comes back quick for me.
Yeah. I was like, how thick your beard was, man.
Yeah, so like I know what I look like with that beard. I look like an asshole, but like people are always surprised at like how nice I am, and like I mean, shit, me and Mike Waltz at weigh-in split a Pop-Tart together.
Yeah,
so, that's respect. That's respect, and like we already, like I say to people, we already signed the contract to beat each other's asses. There ain't no need to make it awkward. Yeah. Awkward. Each other's like, hey, we're gonna fight tomorrow. Like we just like what we do. Like I love this. Like how I had the adversity in that last fight, knowing about my grandma and everything. I love this game because regardless of what's going on, I was under a lot of stress backstage. But the second that Justin Kratzky, the commissioner, who I've learned from him before, and he's a very good coach out in the academy and everything. He's known me for a while, and he looked at me and he was like, all right, CJ, let's make the walk. And I looked at my coaches and everything just shut off. And that's what I love about training. That's what I love about fighting. I can just shut everything off. Nothing else affects me. It still matters, but nothing else affects me when I'm going out there. Shit, I walked past my hero, An Lang Sang, out from the 2-weight champion, middleweight and light heavyweight champion for one championship. He was sitting on the damn couches backstage, like watching the TV for the fights, and that's my hero. That's my number one MMA fighter that I love to watch. And I walk past him, I'm like, don't even fucking acknowledge that he's sitting right there. I'm like, go up these fucking elevator and just ignore that you just saw that. And of course, after I was like, "You're my hero!" But I can shut it off, man, and that's what I love about this game. Nothing else affects me.
Hell yeah, and then the fact that you have the mindset too of being able to shut everything off, and then also knowing that if a guy, we're all fighters.
Yeah,
you are not a fighter unless someone fights you.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing that it's not a disrespect thing for that to go down, like so many people think it is, but it's really not, and I really appreciate your mindset towards that. And then because ultimately it gives other fighters an opportunity to step up and take the challenge, like if it for the LFA fight, and dude, I really love your mentality and how you said, like, people think that you might be mean or a dick because of your beard. That needs to be shut the fuck down right now, because dude, you're a really nice guy. You're really humble. I mean, you could be way more cocky than you are. Yeah, you're a guy who's like, you're not gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose, but you're not gonna say that. But I've never heard you say anything disrespectful or even close to it.
Well, I just let the overhand speak for themselves. So I throw it. As you saw, I worship it. Like everything I was doing was trying to set that up in that particular fight. Now, some days that overhand might set up a takedown, depending on the game plan. But I promise you overhands every fight. So I just and people like them. Like I could hear them even while I was missing. Like I could hear it out there, just like, oh,
Yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Seeing your performance, like I said, it made a fan out of me. That was, like I said, you kept going, kept moving forward, and just getting to talk to your mentality. Like Damian said, fighters are nothing without other fighters, and you're looking for those tough fights. And I know I'm a broken record on this show. Everybody's heard it before, but at the amateur level, this is the time to fight the toughest guys. This is the time to see what happens in the third round when you get hit with a big shot. This is the time to find that stuff. You don't want to find that stuff out when it really matters. Yeah. So, like I said, man, I couldn't be more excited to see what is next for you. Like I said, you versus any of those four guys that may be ranked 1 through 4 right now would be, a fight for the banger.
Yeah, dude.
Easy fights, man. I've watched I'm I'm like, man, sometimes, and like you said, you want to fight everybody as an amateur, but some of those guys are such killers that not as pros, you kind of think about it, you're like, hey, we're going to be concussed. Both of us, we might want to get paid for this.
Yeah, true. That is an aspect that needs to be thought about as well. Okay, so before we do wrap this up, is there any sponsors or teammates you'd like to thank or shout out?
Well, I'd love to thank everybody that came out and supported me at the fights. Everybody at the Cellar Gym, Manny out in Saints Coast Barbers, out in St. Paul, Minnesota. Best barbers out there, best barbers in all the state. They do seminars everywhere and stuff like that. So check them out. Other than that, my company MDM Rubicon, they really support me. They sponsored me. They're the reason I could make those fight T-shirts. They funded that, and then Abominable Grip and Abomination Athletics. They're awesome. They give me some grip chalk, and they give me all my athletic wear for all my lifts and stuff like that. They help my lifting end of my fight camp. So really appreciate them. But other than that, I appreciate you guys and what you guys do too, man. This is awesome. I love coming on this show. I love watching all these local fighters and learning about everybody and kind of getting to know everybody, even because we don't see each other more than once every couple months or every few 3 or 4 weeks to watch another person fight. We might see each other in an event, but we don't really know each other that well. So this is really awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you. And thank you for the appreciation, because we appreciate all the fighters.
Yeah.
We need you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. But cheers, guys.
Cheers, brother.
Damn.